Hello, we're Mark and Chris, acclaimed, award-winning godfathers of indie video games. We've been doing this for 25 years, give or take 1 year. And we made 6 games, and our 7th, the last Starship, is currently in early access. You can go and download it on Steam. And if you want to see the other stuff we've looked at, you can look at our publisher page on Steam. But now we are going to take a little look at the latest update, which I believe is Alpha 17.
Alpha 17. Well, if we're talking about timelines, mate, can you believe the day when I started this project? I looked it up. It was May 2021.
Wow.
Can you believe that? That means it's been 4.5 years.
That's slow.
It's not actually. I love that that's your first response. I have to defend myself. It's not that slow on the scale of indie development.
Mate, indies push out games in months, bro.
No,
4 months.
No,
you're too old.
Right, let's have a look at some new features, shall we?
Yes, dive in.
We're going to start in survival mode. I'm going to load my save, survival escape. Actually, maybe let's load a new one. Let's load this one. Survival mode. So what is survival mode? Just for those people who are new, survival mode essentially has you starting with one ship with not a particularly large crew or anything like that. And in the sector map, we are constantly on the run from an anomaly that is slowly destroying all of space. Right? As we travel around, we have to stay one step ahead of it, and we slowly build our crew and we build our survivors, and we're ultimately trying to escape. Right? But resources become more and more difficult to find. So we've added. Until now, it's been impossible to complete survival mode. Completely impossible. So the thing that we've added this time is we've finally added this kind of progress bar at the bottom of the main map. Yeah. You start here, right, in Sector 0, which we've already jumped past. And each time you go to a jump gate in the sector, go to the next sector, you move along this little grid, right? And so the idea here is to bound survival mode so that it is actually possible for the first time ever to succeed. Right, in inverted
you have to make it through those 12 sectors. That's it. It's not
all the way. Yeah.
It doesn't go forever.
It's 13 actually. It starts at 0. You can tell we're programmers.
Oh, sorry, I couldn't see. It's behind my microphone.
And each time you jump forward, the sectors behind you are lost to the anomaly until you make it all the way to number 12. So let's load a save from later. Let's go with survival escape, this one. So this is a save game that I often play with when I'm doing survival mode, and in this one we're all the way along at sector 11 now.
So you've played all the way through to 11. You've built up your ship quite a lot.
Yeah, this is the anomaly on the left. It's always in the bottom left. It's not currently in this sector, but it's always in the background. You can see it there, slowly absorbing everything. It's the original game mode for the last Starship, interestingly. So we're only one jump away from the end, right? I mean, it says here, reach the Stargate, right? Well, so one more jump gate and we'll make it through. But before we go there, I just want to show you one extra thing that we've added as well. So if we go to our research panel, right? This is all the science and research that we can do. You will see a new entry called sector surveying, right?
Okay.
Sector surveying. So let's do that research, right? And this obviously requires a lab and scientists and the like. Here they are, beavering away.
There they are.
You might notice they have names now and ranks, right? Here we have Dr. Cole Hartley, and here we have Dr. Wilkinson,
yeah, brilliant.
Scientist.
Brilliant.
Everyone has a name now and everyone has a rank. So here we have Ensign Thornton, right?
What?
Who else do we have around here? Some weapons guys. Yeah, this guy here, look at this. Lieutenant Bird. Weapons officer.
Right.
It's quite a simple system at the moment, but it's the beginnings of them.
Birdie.
It's the beginnings of them having names. The ranks. The ranks
cool.
are connected to their job at the moment, and not really much more. But my thinking is that they're going to slowly gain experience, and that will allow them to rank up So let's say you finish unlocking sector surveying. You get this new little mini tutorial, which I'm also going to skip. But I suggest that if it's the first time you've uncovered that, you run through that tutorial. So we have the ability now to survey our sector for new systems as a result of this. And in order to do this, we have to install some sensors. So I'm going to make some room. I'm going to dismantle some of these guns, get them out of the way. Always a dangerous thing to do.
Yeah.
And I'm going to
Birdie's not going to be happy with you, mate.
Sorry, Bernie.
What the hell's happened to my guns?
I've taken
What's
your
this
guns.
science shit?
I've replaced them.
Put this.
I've replaced them with some hippie science shit.
How the shit are we going to blow the enemy away with this science shit?
Yeah. Right. So we've got these
These
are the same sensors that we use to inspect the anomaly earlier on in survival mode.
Right.
So in order to activate them, we have this new button down here called Sector Scan. Right. We're going to click on this, and our scanners
If you nick the NATO,
just look a bit
icon.
like the NATO icon, doesn't it?
Oh, don't get sued again, mate. Like, last time you did something like this, war crimed.
Yeah, you're right.
You do it again, you're not going to get let off with a caution, are you?
I might be going to Geneva on a one-way flight. No return ticket. Yeah, so let's go to our sector map. So we're here, right? And so you can see for the first time we are now surveying the sector, right? You see this
that's
effect?
cool. I like that. Yeah, I like that effect.
It's pretty cool, isn't it? Right, so let's skip forwards. All right, so the scan completes, and we get
Sensor scan complete,
Since the scan is
Captain.
completed, we've unveiled a new location, an unsurveyed derelict. Okay.
Oh,
so there's a
okay,
little dot
yeah.
on the map. Now, if I click on that, that now needs to be surveyed, which is done with your computers, your supercomputers. So, our sensors have revealed there's now 3 locations around us, right? The scan continues to run, new locations are revealed.
Okay, so new stuff's popping up, right?
New stuff pops up, right? Let's just wait for our... I've turned off the scanning now, and so I'm just focusing on surveying this. So it says unsurveyed derelict, right? It gives you a hint about what it's going to be.
Yeah.
All right, scan's almost finished. There we go. So we've revealed an entirely new location marked with a derelict. Right? We get a little pop-up. Survey completed. Right?
Nice.
And so for the first time ever, a new location is visible on our map, which wasn't there previously. Let's go and visit.
And now we've got to decide whether we can go and visit or not, whether the anomaly is going to eat us, whether it's worth it.
Think of it as an ongoing process that you do as you're exploring a sector. So we've arrived, right? We find a derelict cargo ship. All seems fairly normal, but there's this weird glowing.
I don't like it.
Thing.
I don't like the look of this, Captain.
Shields to maximum. Recommend charge photon torpedoes. No, it's quite safe.
I'd fire up the guns, you idiot, but you took them away.
Yeah, I would activate the weapons, Captain. But you disabled them all, didn't you, and put them in a box? Perhaps we should install them again. This is insubordination. Yeah, it's interesting. On that topic, I don't like forcing players to fight. We've found.
Yes, I agree with that.
In this
actually.
game, we've found historically that when we force players to fight, some of our players get very upset because they are playing the game in a very pacifist way.
And it's it can be quite slow and meditative. Last Starship, and be quite relaxing. And if that's what you want to do, build up, and you don't necessarily want to have a fight, then that's fine, right? We should support that.
Yeah, absolutely. So the locations on the map that have hostiles are very clearly mapped, and you're going to get a fight if you go there. And the same is true in this case. So we've collected the gold Wizmy-Doo, and what does it give us? It's a research credit, right? So collecting that gold item is a research credit. It's a new unique item that you can only get from a surveyed, discovered derelict. It's like a derelict lost in deep space. And if we go to our research screen now, you'll find that our research screen has a bunch of new purple entries at the edge, right?
So it's quite powerful then. It's
quite powerful. It's unlocked new options. It hasn't given us anything yet, but it's unlocked new options. These are repeatable research projects, right? So you can see that we've researched all the way up this tree: habitation, recycling efficiency, recycling efficiency. There's now a new one at the end, right, that gives us an additional 10% bump of our recycling efficiency. Same with hydroponics, right? A 10% crop yield. Same with reactor efficiency, right? A 3% increase to our reactors. And this is a repeatable research project, right? So when we complete it, we can run it again.
Yes, I see. And you can just keep driving it up.
Yes.
If you can complete it.
But you do need these research credits to do this, right? You have to collect these gold research credits in order to achieve this. And in survival mode, this is particularly useful because survival mode is obviously all about recycling, all about crop growth, all about the economy of your ship being sustainable. And so they give you a bit of a leg up, Right, cool, that's that. All right, I've loaded a different save game. We're further on now, right? We can see here's our same ship. But I've picked up these other ships as well. These are all part of my fleet, right? Veron's
still in survival mode, right?
Yeah, still survival mode. This is a really cool ship. Let's look at this. It looks just like someone decided to model the shuttle as a ship.
yeah, it's brilliant.
Isn't that really cool?
The decals look good as well. It's really coming alive now.
Yeah, they do, don't they? They look really nice. So we are... this thing keeps getting in the way. We are now in Sector 12. The Stargate is here, right? We have made it to Sector 12.
Okay.
The Stargate from the other game mode in its entirety, right? It's like the whole other game mode. So all this time in survival mode, we've been jumping along these sectors to get back to this location where the other game mode takes place, right? It's like you're playing two different captains at two different points in the timeline,
Right.
One of them is building the Stargate, and the other one is fleeing from 13 sectors away, this anomaly that is eventually going to consume everything, including the Stargate, I might add. Yes, so you can... So if we go here, let's do this. If we jump to our Stargate, this is how we can complete survival mode, right, for the first time ever.
So we've been jumping away from this anomaly. We haven't been able to jump fast enough. It keeps catching up with us.
It's always
but now we're going to get...
It's never actually going to stop catching up.
Right, but we can go through the Stargate, and that's basically... We're home free at that point, right? We've got millions of years or something on the other side.
Well, we're jumping to the Andromeda Galaxy, aren't we? So the Andromeda Galaxy is, 2.5 million light years away, isn't it? So yeah, we'd have 2.5 million years before the anomaly would reach us there.
Coincidentally, that's exactly the same number of pints that I've drunk with you.
Nice one. Thanks for that, Mark.
That's right, mate.
So here it is. The Stargate is finished. For the
first time there we are. Look at it.
It exists in the background in its final form.
Finally, salvation.
All that time we've been building the Stargate in the other game mode, and it's always just been like this little wireframe thing in the background. It's never really been finished. So there's
Look at it rotating away there.
There's one final challenge that we have to pass, right? The idea behind survival mode has always been about the number of people that you can save, right? How many people can we save? How many can we take with us through the Stargate? How many can we get to the...
Because there's this challenge, isn't it? You can rescue people, but then you've got to feed them and you've got to deal with their excretions.
Exactly.
So on.
So you really shouldn't say that word.
Excretions.
So let's
Hey,
jump.
Birdie! You been in the jar again?
Let's do it, shall we? Let's end our game. So I should mention, you don't have to go through the Stargate, right? You can go to the jump gate and jump to the next sector. Right? If you jump,
and then what happens?
Well, the Stargate will be destroyed. Okay, the Stargate will be lost forever.
Okay.
This is the last chance to jump through the Stargate to the Andromeda Galaxy because the anomaly is here. You can see it, right? And the Stargate will not survive. So if you would prefer to be a nomadic, if you prefer to have a nomadic life and keep jumping one sector after another, always be on the run from this thing, that's fine. The jump gate is there.
Right.
But for everyone else, this is your way out.
All the normal people, that doesn't sound like great.
So we have, in our final jump, so this is the last challenge, right? The last challenge is to survive this final jump. Right? You can see it's a very long jump. Right? We're running at 5 times time acceleration, and this is how long it's going to take us. And you can see that we already have a low fuel warning on Andromeda's Fury, right?
Right.
And The other ships, I think, are fairly well balanced, so they will actually make it. Right, I'm rolling the credits at the same time because this is
it's nice, man. Isn't it?
It's like
nice,
a sort of it's like you kind of sit back and like watch your fleet escape. You know what I mean? Don't know who that person is.
Yay!
Fucking
There
nuisance. Right. But if you have too many people on board, right? Because as you get towards the end of survival mode, it's very easy just to take hundreds and hundreds of people on board, right?
Right.
Hundreds and hundreds of civilians, but they won't survive this journey because there's no trading here. There's nothing you can do. Like if your resources run out during this journey, you're dead,
done.
right? And your survivor count will just hit 0. And that
Cool.
is the end of survival mode. Right?
Nice, man. Nice. Yeah. What a milestone, right?
Finally made it.
What a milestone. And this was as you said before, this was the sort of the original idea for the game, wasn't it?
It was.
We were gonna. This was escaping the anomaly and running through the from planet to planet. That was going to be the whole thing. But actually, we've tagged on an enormous additional
Stargate
creative mode
construction
and
game.
story mode and construction game
The
as
original,
well to play.
The earliest idea had you building the Stargate as you go, right, out of salvaged parts, or like building a special drive that could get you to the Andromeda Galaxy, So you would get far enough away from the anomaly. See, look, we've got a CO2 build-up in this shuttle, right? It's warning us. Right, it's slowly going to tick upwards, and there's nothing we can do.
Right. You just got to watch them die.
I think they will make it, but it's like a little bit of a danger. There was always a plan that you would be building some sort of mega escape plan, that would take you many sectors to construct. But it was essentially that you were fleeing the anomaly and that you were looking for a way out. 4.5 years of development, Mark. 4.5 years. We've finally made it to the end of what was originally the main game mode. I don't know what's the main game mode anymore, but it exists.
But never underestimate how hard it is to finish something.
Yeah, absolutely.
As you know.
Absolutely.
Oh, sick, man! Look at that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it?
That
is Jesse Riggle, our artist, doing his thing.
Yeah, it's great, man. It's so good.
Very Star Trek-y, that, isn't it? The world of possibility behind you.
Well, and June. It reminds me of June. The original one.
So this is your final score, basically, in survival mode.
Yeah.
This is the number, and to be honest, that is not an especially good number. Right, that's me playing quite conservatively. I think that it should be possible to bring thousands of people over to the Andromeda Galaxy.
Right.
Maybe tens of thousands, not quite sure. You need to have a very good ship system running to support that many people. But I'll be interested to find out, what people manage to
it'd be amazing.
Get through.
Let's see who can be the first person to get 10,000 through and tweet us a picture.
Yeah, well, even 1,000 would be quite. I reckon I could do 1,000, but I reckon 10,000 would be, because you need several big ships for 10,000, and you need to have every one of them working perfectly.
This is where we need achievements, mate. 500, 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, 10,000.
Yeah.
Just to see if some absolute nutcase can drive 10,000 people.
Yeah.
What a great way to spend like a rainy Sunday.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do a.
I'm gonna min max my survivors.
I'm gonna do a survival run of Last Starship and try and beat 10k.
Yeah.
Or whatever it is.
Yeah, I think it can probably be done. It'd be interesting to see. Right, so let's have a look at the new Stargate phases. So there's some interesting new challenges. We have been looking at, this is obviously a very advanced station that is producing everything up to phase 7 that was necessary. But we wanted to make things a little bit harder for phase 8 and phase 9, right? So phase 8 and phase 9 both require you to make these charged crystals. These are sort of a synthetic version of the crystal that was found inside the Tidlets from the Tidlet storyline. But the Tidlets are a protected species now. This is explained to you in the story that runs beside it. So we need to make these in a laser infuser, a new piece of equipment.
Okay.
Right, now, a laser infuser is a new type of fabricator which I'm going to install over here. So we've got these laser infusers installed. So these are the things that make our charged crystals. All right. Now if I set one of these things going, right, they will bring over the necessary materials. We'll find that there is a new view in this game world called radiation. Right? And when we click on the radiation view,
Ooh.
this is the radiation being emitted by our equipment. Right? No radiation, radiation. No radiation, radiation.
Red
Right, so
bad.
let's tell these to make charged crystals. So this is why our crew are wearing spacesuits. Right? In order to operate this machinery, they have to wear protective spacesuits. But we can also, you can see this is why I built this like radiation
Protrusion,
protrusion in the side of my station, right? And this is not enough to produce any large quantity. So the additional challenge here is manufacturing these parts without killing all of your crew. We've also introduced a new radiation blocker, right? Which is a kind of vertical wall, right? You see this?
Yeah,
I
okay,
can place these over the doorway like this.
A lead wall. Oh, they can pass through it, can they? Or it's not.
No, they
built
go
yet?
around it, right? So I've essentially I've placed them like this, right?
Oh,
so
I see. Okay.
I haven't blocked the view completely, and they will keep us safe, right? They will stop the radiation from passing all the way through to the
Yeah, I
other
see.
side.
That's nice. Yeah.
All right. So that is how we manufacture our crystals. The other side of the project, the warp alignment computer. Now this is the most advanced thing that we need the player to assemble. It's made out of, it says here, a compute grid, a Stargate receiver, and a Nubidium capacitor. Nubidium capacitors were the output of Phase 7. Right? So we've already built all the machinery necessary to make this. But it is becoming more and more complex to make these parts, right? It's becoming a major undertaking. So we created a new window to make it a little bit more easy to understand. So if you click on the warp alignment computer, or any part that's needed for the Stargate, takes you to this new recipe window.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
So here's a warp alignment computer, and it tells us what it's made of. It's made of Nubidium capacitors, Stargate receivers, and quantum compute grids. And
Right.
here's a list of all the things that you can manufacture in this game now. Quite a big list.
Can you keep going? Can you click on the quantum computer grid? Will
So
it
if
then
you
tell
click on the quantum compute grid, right, it takes you back to this. This is made on an
Right.
assembly table, and it's made out of a quantum processor and an empty compute grid. So this is an entirely new production chain for this phase of the Stargate.
Yeah, brilliant.
All this computing stuff. Quantum
so cool.
processors are made out of refined metrion, which is one of the gases that you collect, and a quantum wafer, which is made out of tellurium and precious metals. Like, you need a pretty massive production process to
Facility to
make
build all
these
this.
things now. But I've been working on it. This is what I've started here. You can see here I am actually making quantum compute grids finally, and here's all the parts that are needed out of it. So that is Stargate Phase 7, 8, and 9. Right? These are now quite a serious undertaking. Phase 10 will be the final phase of the Stargate. We're not quite there yet, but we are. I feel like we're getting there with the Stargate project. You know what I mean? Like the end is in sight for actually finishing completion of the Stargate.
One more phase, and we're there.
One more phase, and I don't think it's going to be a production phase either, because I think this is the charge crystals and the warp alignment computers are kind of the two final major parts that you need to make. So the phase 10 is going to be like an activation phase,
Right.
I think. And then the Stargate will be operational. It's like we're bringing both our game modes to a conclusion.
There we are.
Yeah, so I've loaded a different save. This is one of Louis' space stations, I think, that's working towards the Stargate Project. So we've got multiple ships, and we've also got some ships in the new sector, right? So if you go to our sector map, this is our normal sector map with the shipyard, and we have the undiscovered sector. So we're doing surveys here, right? Surveying, we've already looked at surveying in survival mode. It has an even bigger use here in this mode, because we have a finite location, right? We're in one fixed location building the Stargate, so we need to be revealing new resources. We've revealed a storm at SG-45. Let's plot a course for SG-45. Take a look. All right, completely new sector. So what do we find? We find a new storm. Right.
Oh, lightning!
Dangerous,
Brilliant!
Right.
It
So
does look
this is-
dangerous.
This is a combination of an extremely efficient way to collect the gases that you need for the Stargate. Right? You can see Zelion gas pouring in at enormous quantities, right? Just pouring in. But at the same time, a little bit on the dangerous side, right?
Yes, yeah, I don't want to get hit with one of those lightning strikes.
You don't really want to get hit by one of these lightning strikes. But we will, right? As we sit here harvesting gas, we will be hit by lightning strikes. So every time something gets hit by lightning, it's going to effectively stop that thing from working. And it causes
You
like
take
a
hull
chain.
damage.
You take a little bit of damage on the exterior, and you take whatever the item is that's been damaged. It takes a bit of damage as well. You can mitigate it a little bit, right? I just so happened to have some...
Lightning rod.
There you go. So that's what happens when you take a direct hit, right? That gas collector has been hit by effectively an EMP, right? Just stops working.
Yeah.
Right? So it can become a little bit problematic. Now, luckily,
How do we deal with lightning strikes?
We do have some lightning rods on board. Now, lightning rods are something that you have to manufacture, right? We can go at the new recipes list, go lightning rod. Right? So this is a piece of equipment that you have to build, right, out of energy coils and frames. So our lightning rod is essentially a piece of equipment that we install on the exterior of our ship, like this. We don't need to dismantle any guns this time.
Right.
So the idea behind this is to channel the electricity from the strikes. Right? So these things.
Does it do that? Can you harness the power?
So you see how it's got a little power connection, right? So I can connect these together like this, and like this, and so now, whenever these lightning rods will pull the lightning towards them, we're more likely to be hit by lightning now as a result. Right? And so whenever it hits our lightning rod, we'll get a sudden burst of electricity. Now, at the moment, it's completely useless because we have a fully charged battery. But this is actually a very effective way to keep like a battery system fully charged. You can get away with less power with something like this.
Yeah, it's brilliant. You can have like loads of these little drone gas collectors roaming around, powered by the storm.
Powered by storms. Yeah, exactly. All right, that's that. Let me show you one other thing that's fun. In the editor, we've been working on this paint feature, right, for ages. Remember, we were messing around with this last time.
Yeah.
Like painting the exterior of your ship with different patterns, and we've seen some very cool ships made using this. Let's make a nice colour. So we've carried on and we've extended things a little further. So now we can click on floors, and we can actually paint the interior of our ship as well.
Oh, nice.
I can start to paint little separation lines on the floor for people, and I can start marking out areas. This looks cool.
I like that.
I can pick entire
looks really
floor
cool,
areas. I can pick a background colour, and let's see, I could flood fill whole areas like this.
Yeah, cool.
If we go up to walls, you'll find that I can also pick a colour and paint exterior walls on my ship like this.
Oh, nice,
Look
at that.
Exterior walls. And then when we go back to our view, we'll see that they are now...
Oh, that's really cool, man.
Just like adding more and more like customization, like personalization to the ship, And the stuff that we see in the Steam Workshop suggests to us that this is quite popular, and people like being able to, do their own thing with their ships, decorate their own ships.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, I've got one last thing to show you then, Mark. This is interesting. If you go to the settings menu, people may not know that we have slowly but surely been working on translating our game into every language we can think of. If you go to the appearance menu, you will find there's this language pull down, and we've got all the usual offenders in here, which we've had for a while now. I think we mentioned this in a previous video, but our community are helping hugely with doing all these different language versions. Right? It's really cool. It's like expanding the game to a bigger audience. Johnny has just done the impossible and has written support for all of the East Asian languages, right? Mandarin, like Japanese, Korean. I have to be honest, I don't even know which of these is which.
I think Korean's the bottom one.
This is why it's so hard for us.
Yeah.
It's very hard for us to verify this. I love this. This looks like Klingon, doesn't it? Doesn't this look like Klingon?
It does a little bit, yeah.
It makes me think of Klingon. I'm not sure if you're allowed to say that or not, but there you go, I've said it.
Well, I think you make a really important point that we have done this localization, but we find it really difficult to understand whether this makes sense and also what the quality is, right?
Yeah,
and we also don't know necessarily where the fans are. So if you are in Korea or you speak Korean, please have a look at the language. There's a way of getting in touch with us to let us know about any missing translations like HUD or whatever it is. And we're really keen to work with people who want to help us make the languages better. So how do people get in touch with us to talk about the language?
That is a very good question.
No, there we go. There's a link down there.
So down at the bottom of the screen, there's a button that says "Help us translate." If you click on that, it will take you to some instructions. So we can take community suggestions. If people have got corrections for us or complaints about the translations, anything where we've misunderstood, they can contact us with that button, and they can submit new translations. So it's an ongoing process, but our aim is to have the game playable by as many languages as possible, really.
So that's it for Alpha 17. I hope you enjoyed that video. We certainly enjoyed making it. If you want to get in touch with us, you can chat to us on the Discord channel or the Steam forums. We're at the end of survival mode now, and we're finishing up with the Stargate. So we're looking to transition out of early access, and we will be back with a new update in November.